Hello, you're watching Much Ado About Something and I'm Donna. Well, this is Vlogtober day 15 for me. It is an absolutely glorious fall day here, October today. It is beautiful outside. It's close to 80 degrees and it's just breezy and balmy and things are just absolutely beautiful. I'm out in the garden today and I wanted to share with you just the garden. Some of the beauty that's in it, even though it's fall and it's drying up. I just wanted to share with you some really truly beautiful parts of the garden. I just think those mums are so pretty. We've got two of the angel trumpets blooming. This bloom is already spent. And then these two here have opened up. And then there are some over on this side that are opened. And they're just beautiful. Coming down on this side of the house, I have quite a few over here, and they'll be blooming soon. And so we can take a look at them. This one is pink, but I only see one little bloom on it. So it may not have too many blooms this year. And look at this. This clematis has decided that it just wants to pop back out and bloom a second time here this fall. Of course, there's a lot of clematis here, but I have one little additional bloom, and I think that is really beautiful. And rounding out here at the perennial garden, of course, I do have some annual flowers planted in here, some zinnias and some teddy bear marigolds and a variety of flowers are in here. Now this is fall, and these are the colors that we're getting in the garden. Beautiful, beautiful orange. There's some pink right over here. And these orange zinnias I've had going for quite a while. And I think I'm pretty sure the orange zinnia seeds were from Baker's Creek. The teddy bear mums, I think they were from Lowe's Hardware. And then these zinnias, I'm pretty sure they were from Baker's Creek. Quite a bit still blooming here. And then there is the purple basil that I planted. Love the purple leaves on that. The oregano is low growing. I see some lemon verbena coming up and around it. That's coming up on its own. I may leave some of that. We have the catnip, the thyme, some lavender. There's a few sprigs of lavender. I think I'll take a few sprigs of the lavender. I think I'll just harvest a few and enjoy them this evening. Over here's the rosemary that I planted last year that I wasn't sure if it would come back, and it's done well this year. And the comfrey, the awesome comfrey. plant here at the end. I'll be dividing that and making new starts of that comfrey in the backyard so that I'll have a different stand of it, so that I'll have plenty of it in the garden. Now that's the view looking up to the house. Still plenty of blooms, being that it's late into, well, mid-fall. That knockout rose is certainly earning its keep. Still have morning glories. Some hummingbird vine in there. Some of the status. I'm sorry. This is, yeah, it's status. I was going to say salvia, but it's status. Still getting bees and butterflies and hummingbirds in the garden. Plenty of welcome guests. Things are starting to look dried up. It's starting to look like fall. Well, here, this is how I tell the passion fruit is ripe. This one's had a pest, but when they fall off the vine, that means they're ripe. There's a few more hanging on the vine. Here's Lemmy the lemon tree. I'll have to be taking that in very soon. It'll soon get way too cold for it to be out here. Impatiens are deciding they're going to do well right there just when I've decided I'm not putting them in my garden anymore from here on out. Wow, this thing right here has really produced. I've got to be sure I've spread a good amount of these seeds, this Rudbeckia. It has been an excellent flower here. I'll have to come out and harvest some seeds. That thing has pretty fall color. Got one little white echinacea over here deciding it's going to pop back out. Some sage over there still looking glorious. These red plants are still really pretty. Now I've got to come over here to my little potting station. I'm going to repot this plant today. It is just really outgrown this pot. And I know that many people suggest that you leave them in the pot that you buy them in for as long as you possibly can. And I'll tell you, this one right here, I think it's left in here about as long as it can be. It is just stuffed full, this plant is. It's very heavy, so I'm going to repot this today and get it in some bigger pots. There's another one starting to bloom up under here. That's on my to-do list. Look at this little walnut tree. Having some fall color, and it's a potted plant. It's a potted walnut tree, and it's it's turning yellow. It's beautiful. I don't have anywhere to plant this on my property, but a friend is going to take it and put it. She's got more acreage, and then until I get that to her, I guess it's just going to stay here during the seasons and change colors. Normally my grandchildren come on Saturdays, but they didn't come today. And my husband, he's went to do something with some friends, and so I have a little bit of time that's uniquely mine. That's very rare for me. I very rarely get a little section of time that I don't have to care for somebody. But today I'm just going to appreciate the pleasant little break, get a few things that I need to get done. Get some of these plants ready to come inside. I wanted to show you around the garden, let you see what is actually out here blooming mid-October. And two, when I look back, I can look back on the videos and I can see what I want to plant to have color at this time of the year. Some of these things have bloomed all summer and they're blooming into the fall. That's a good bang for your buck when you spend money on plants that bloom that long. And then I'm going to just get out here and repot a few things and maybe cut back some plants as I plan to bring them into the house. It's starting to get a little busy out here. This is Saturday, so Saturday night, you know, this neighborhood will be hopping. But I've got to find a couple of pots that I want to plant these new plants in and get them repotted. But that won't take too long. I mean, it's just a matter of a little while to get that done. Just looking to see what all needs to be done. I think this is a priority. I think I will have to get this thing changed over because it's in this tiny little pot. But I hadn't decided what pot I want to put that in yet. That's a pretty big statement plant. I think it could very easily fit into this pot. See how pretty that looks? This is one of the pots we found on the side of the road, and I spray painted it. So I wouldn't think anything about reusing that to plant this beautiful bromelade in before I take it inside. These hold moisture well too. You know, sometimes a clay pot will let a lot of moisture escape. So you need something that's pretty dry in a clay pot. But this pot should be perfectly okay. So I think I'm going to transplant this plant into that pot before I take it in. And there's a few more things I think that can be transplanted. I've enjoyed this one being in this pot. I've definitely got to trim this up some. There's a leaf here or there that needs to be trimmed. And look at this. This thing has really grown a lot. This is the Thanksgiving cactus. But it's got some little blooms on it, so it might bloom early. You see these little red. That might be new leaves. But it has really grown a lot since I've brought it out here. And this is not the biggest burn plant that I have. But it's a pretty good sized one, and when I go to take it in, it's going to take up quite a bit of space. These orchids look like they're doing good. I've got 2 of them. a couple of ZZ plants. This little Norfolk pine has some new growth on it. I'm going to have to trim back some of this dried up area down here. Before I take it in, I'll have to clean it up. Get all that stuff off of it. And then I have this Norfolk island pine. And it's really pretty. It has really grown since I've brought it out here. And my daughter wanted a cutting of this, so I'll have to give her a cutting of this. And I'll have to try to wrestle this thing back into the house. There's so much of it there. And I've got this fiddle leaf fig. I may repot it, but it looks like it might be in a better sized pot than the bromelade over there. It looks like it may be all right in that pot for another season. I am missing a snake plant. I have some of the shorter ones over here. Oh, there it is. It's right here. And then I have some of the lower growing ones here. I love these. I think they're beautiful. I love the leaves on them, and I love how easy they are to grow. And the way they clean the air. They clean the air so good. If you want a plant that's easy to grow, that really does filter out the carbon and grows well in your house, that's an excellent little plant to start with, the snake plant. And I have 4 little ones and 1 big one. So that's quite a bit to work with. I've got to check on my crabapple trees. Make sure I keep them watered. Well, I wanted to bring you out here today with me on this Vlogtober day 13 and just share with you what I got going on and what my plans and what I'm keeping busy with today. And I'm taking advantage of this beautiful fall day and this wonderful weather, and I'm trying to get out here a little bit and just spend some time outside, get a few things done, and it just feels so good to have the time to do that. Access and just look and see what's in the garden at this time of the year and enjoy the time that I've got out here to get that done. I know I can take my time and just concentrate on what I've got to do. With this little bit of time that I have to myself this afternoon on this Saturday evening, this unexpected downtime and unexpected little break in my routine. I'm going to enjoy it and work a little bit on these plants out here until it gets too crazy. This neighborhood can get pretty cranked up on a Saturday night. It'll just be so loud, and that I won't be able to stay out here too long, but I'm going to stay out here as long as I can and just enjoy the peace and quiet. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the garden and seeing what's still blooming at this time of the year and getting to see what's still here in mid-October. And let me just share with you some of my plans for my house plants. Thank you for joining me today, and like always, until next time.